topic today is how to be highly effective, and I'm focusing on the dangers of race, tribe, religion. These three factors, these three areas, they have affected humanity more than any other thing. We've been miseducated, misinformed, and we have a wrong conception of things. So, because if you build anything on incorrect belief, it becomes disastrous. It becomes catastrophic. The misconception we have about race, religion, or tribe, has damaged humanity more than any other thing. It means we are not paying attention. It means we are not being taught properly. So opportunity has come for us to do our own research, do our own investigation, and come up with a particular conviction. For me, if I have a conviction about something, that is what I believe. And I allow it to, before I have conviction, I allow certain things to go through the eye of the needle, to go through the furnace. It's not everything people chisel out and hand over to me that I accept. Even though the world, a lot of people from generation to generation, we've made a lot of mistakes, but that does not make us to carry on with a particular notion. The notion that the world is divided into race, tribe, and religion has damaged humanity. Because if we are attached to these very, very things, we are missing out. You see, when you attach yourself to this religion, tribe, race, you miss out the main thing. You miss out the Holy Spirit, which reveals everything to you, which, is a personality that tells you how things work. So, because we are attached to these very things and we built on this wrong perception, on wrong foundation, it becomes difficult for us to change. It becomes difficult for us to analyze things and have a standard. When I see people, because once you focus on race, you can't be productive in any other way. What you are chiseling out is competition, unhealthy competition, and in the end, you end up killing yourself. The trouble we have today is that we are fighting ourselves. We are destroying ourselves. But we're not using common sense. We're not using judgment. We are said that God created us in his own image. That means in the nature of God. We should be functioning like God. But we're not functioning like God. We are functioning like subhuman beings. We are functioning like the animals. That's why the definition of a human being, they say a human being is an animal. It is wrong. The main thing we are missing it. The main thing is the spirit aspect of our being. Until you grab this particular thing, it will be very difficult for you to understand what I'm saying. Then it will be very difficult for you to change from the perception of race, tribe, religion. You allow these things to take priority. What takes priority, should take priority in a human life is your gift. What you are created here to do, the purpose for which you are created. You are not created here for a race. You are not created here for religion. Neither you are created here for tribe. Yet, we focus all our energy, all our attention on tribe, and we clash it out and we kill ourselves like people who don't have common sense. And that is why we build nuclear atomic bombs to annihilate people. That is why we build guns, destroy ourselves. Because nobody has challenged this notion Because unless you begin to challenge the status quo, you cannot get the answer. Unless you ask yourself a question, you can't get answer. Even though the answer is staring in front of you, you won't get it. So time has come for us to start challenging the status quo, to start asking questions, to start saying, why is this thing happening? Why not this way? Until we engage in this why, we keep on doing the same thing over and over. And then that is insanity. Human race end up in an insanity because we fail to think. We don't think. Because if we are thinking, we can develop critical thinking as to question these things. Because without critical thinking, man, we are messed up. You see, when somebody engages in critical thinking, then you can now know the difference between what is right and what is good, what is right and what is wrong. But we don't ask questions. An intellectual is somebody who questions things. An intellectual is not somebody who went to school. An intellectual is somebody who can engage his mind in critical thinking to ask himself, what I'm doing, is it right or not? For instance, remember before, if you have a twin, you kill it. You kill them. If a twin is born, we kill them. It happens all over the world. Until somebody who is an intellectual started thinking, asking a question, are these people not human beings? That was when the answer came up. Otherwise, we would have been killing twins today. This is a simple example, a classic example of what I'm talking about. So we cannot engage in things without thinking about it, thinking it through. We have powerful mind, but yet we don't use it. Have you ever asked yourself, why are we engaged in race battle? Why are we killing other people? Oh, I am this, I am that, I'm white, I'm black, I'm green, I'm yellow. These are nonsense. We've been miseducated. We've been misinformed, and we carry this misconception, they form wrong belief, and we build everything on it, and that is why the world is in crisis today, because we don't seem to understand that it's an underlayer, there's an underlying things that connect every human being. The one you can see, if you open somebody up, the blood, you see the blood flows. Yet, we adhere to an archaic belief, an archaic thinking. No wonder we are not able to assume the position we are supposed to assume. That's why we can't solve our problems, because we are so much attached to race, to tribe, and religion that we're messed up. These things are what mess us up. Religion, tribe, race. Because these are wrong foundation. These are misconceptions told to us by the Greeks. Human beings are not supposed to be addressed by, under the name of race or under the name of tribe or under the name of religion. We are not supposed to be addressed in that manner. But these divisions were created by misinformed people, and then it's being transferred from one generation to the other till today. Almost how many years now? About 6,000 years. We've been wallowing in ignorance. Nobody has ever asked themselves question and said, look, what we are doing, on this foundation on which every knowledge is built, is it a right foundation? Is it a solid foundation? And intellectuals ask questions. Intellectuals are not people who read books alone. They are people who are introspective, people who think, people who question things. So as long as you are attached to a particular thing, you cannot move forward. You keep on repeating it from one generation to another generation, from one 100 years to another 100 years to 1,000 years, you keep on repeating it because you refuse to change. You refuse to, question things. So it is important we begin to ask questions. Because if we don't ask questions, one moment, something's getting blood. I don't know why it's okay. So if we don't ask questions, we always get it wrong. That is why God gave us a powerful mind, a powerful brain, a machine, but we don't use it. The basic thing is you have to ask questions. What I'm doing, is it right or is it wrong? We have the underlying spirit which guides every human being. Some people do not understand that they have equal rights with their wife. Some people don't believe that a woman and a man have the same equal rights. Because we've never asked ourselves a question. The same spirit you possess, the same spirit she possesses. So what is the difference? The same spirit one man possesses in India is the same spirit one man possesses in Africa or Nigeria or anywhere. In Nigeria. So what is the problem? The problem is that we are conditioned to build on a wrong foundation without questioning. So we have enough information at the moment. This is information age where there is load of information. You can get information anywhere. Be a little bit introspective. Be a little bit an intellectual. Ask yourself a question. Then you will be able to come up with an answer. Yet we don't ask these questions. Yet we think our religion is more important than the other person's religion. Because religion has nothing to do with God. Religion has nothing to do with God. It's a human institution. It has nothing to do with God. Yet we carry it as if religion has anything to do with God. Religion is a human institution that is built on lies. Because one religion will tell you to kill another person. So any religion that tells you to enslave another person, that's not a religion. Any religion that tells you to kill another person, that's not a religion. That's not from God. So how is it from God when you are told to kill your own people? When you are told to bomb your own people? So how is it religion? It's not a religion. Because it is against human thinking. It is, it is against humanity. It is against man to kill. Yet the religion sanctions it. Yet that is what we preach in the church. That is what we preach in the mosque. So how does this align with God? It doesn't. So we take religion because we attach, That's why God said, look, you should worship me in spirit. So the spirit is what we miss out. We tend to, because we are tied to race, tribe, religion, we miss out the main thing. The main thing is the spirit. If I'm discussing with you, you are not somebody that understands and internalizes the spiritual aspect of human being, I don't argue with you because I found out that you are not learning. A human being is a spirit. We are a spirit being. So that is why we are connected. That is why you have to weigh things. When Jesus Christ was asked a question, he referred to it that we are spirit. He got it from there. He got the answer from there. That means if you ask a question, if you ask a question about a human being, relate it to the spiritual context of human being. You got to go to the origin. You got to go to the original. You got to go to the basis. Our basis is the spirit. So we are spiritual beings. We are not animals the way the scientists are projecting us. And that is why they are killing a lot of people. So because we've been misinformed, we've been miseducated, And then, we have wrong misconception. We have misconception all the way through. So the basis we miss out is the spiritual aspect of us. That answers the questions. They told you that the unseen is superior to the sin. The spiritual aspect of us is what should guide us. It should form the basis, because before God created a human being, he first of all created the spirit. And that spirit reveals who we are. That spirit reveals that we are interconnected, we are united, we are the same. When you bruise one spirit, you bruise the other. When you bruise your brother's spirit, you've bruised the spirit of God, you bruise the spirit of humanity. So why is it so complex for us to understand this? When you bruise the spirit of your wife, you bruise the spirit of God. When you bruise the spirit of a female, you bruise the spirit of a man. You bruise the spirit of the male. So the basis is that if you want to answer a question, you go to the Genesis, you go to the beginning, you go to the original. But we don't go. We just come up from nowhere and conclude it and then start carrying on and then teaching nonsense that doesn't reflect who we are. In the end, we find ourselves in a fix. Now, we are moving like a crowd going. All of a sudden, we would meet the wall. And then we start thinking, oh, where are we coming from? It's because from the beginning, we've not exercised the power of thinking. Many people cannot understand this because they're not thinking, they're not asking themselves questions. Human beings are interconnected. When I see people, they say this is tribe, this is tribe. They allow tribe to mess us everybody up. Why we are fighting today is because of tribe. So in the end, you have a limited 100 years to spend. By the time you know it, the 100 years is gone. And then you go there and start answering the tribe questions. You'll be foolish. We'll be foolish to be believing in the tribe. Because when you believe in the tribe, you are attached to it, you cannot grow, you cannot move beyond the tribe. What is filled in your mind is the tribe mentality. And then you end up being a slave. You end up bruising, you end up oppressing your own people. Because you've been taught that tribe is a way out. You become a king of the tribe. And the king of the tribe means you have to kill the other people. And at the end, you get yourself messed up. So we complain of the things is because we refuse to think. How long is it going to take us to start thinking? So that when we start thinking, the things that are complex to us could be revealed. I see a lot of people, they're believing in tribe, that they have to kill the other tribe. The Hutus were killed by the other tribe. You know, you see, these people are killing because of religion. The Muslims are killing the Christians are killing Muslims. And that the cycle keeps on going, and nobody's asking a question. Why are we doing this? Why are we so myopic? Why are we not reasoning? Why are we not understanding the basis of humanity, which is the spiritual being that connects to us? It's like a tap that goes from one house to the other. Once the pressure is punctured there, it affects the other one. That is why we say you shouldn't kill another person. That is why we are trying to say, look, we need to re-educate ourselves. We need to retrain ourselves. Having a certificate doesn't mean you are intellectual. Being a doctor does not mean you are an intellectual. Being an engineer doesn't mean you are an intellectual. An intellectual is somebody who has who thinks in a critical manner, who is critically thinking, who can criticize, who can get in a critic of something, who can think deeper. Because when you think deeper, then you'll be able to come up with answer. You'll be able to draw out, so the answer. When you have shallow thinking, that is why you engage in tribe. You engage in race. You engage in religion. Because these three things encourages you and inspire you to kill everybody. Then when you kill everybody, you'll be alone here. The race inspires you to kill everybody. That was why Hitler was trying to kill everybody. The tribe encourages you to kill everybody so that you take over the whole land. The religion tells you kill all the Muslims or kill all the Christians. This is nonsense. This is stupidity of the highest order. We are told that it is easier, to fool people than to make them understand they're being fooled. We've been duped, honestly. Human beings have been duped into believing in religion, race, and tribe. Into believing that God gave them religion. God didn't give you any religion. Because if you look at the basis of the religion, these are people who have enslaved other people, who have bruised, who have killed a lot of people, oppressed their own people under the name of religion. Look at the tribalists. They killed and bruised their own people, oppressed them, keep them in bondage for several years, centuries. Check out the history. The history is littered with stupidity, murder, and that's why Albert Einstein said, look, there are two infinite things. The universe and the human thinking. That, in fact, he's not sure the universe, but the one he's sure is human thinking. That humans have the stupidity the humans can bring out is unimaginable. Somebody decided one day and decided to kill the whole human being. Somebody might decide one day, I say, religion, because of religion, I want to, finish my own people. So this is why I'm saying this today. I'm saying this today for us to start thinking, to start questioning the status quo, start questioning the knowledge you already possess. Because what makes us who we are is the knowledge we have. And then how do we apply it? We've been taught there is race. There's no race. Who told you are black? Who told you are white? Nobody's white, nobody's black. This is where something found about 200, 300 years ago. How long have we lived on earth? Somebody came up with, with a satanic idea, with a stupid idea, and all of us, take it on board. And then we are handing it over to our children without questioning. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it right or is it not wrong? So these are questions we're supposed to ask before we take something on board, before we have conviction about it and start believing it and have a perception. And then you hand it over to your own children, and the whole people are just flowing, heading towards the ocean to be drowned. We are heading towards drowning humanity by stupid beliefs we have, like religion, like race, like tribe. I see a lot of people, instead of them to develop their gifts, they focus on tribe. Throughout their life, they focus on tribe. At the end of the day, they massacre themselves and they kill themselves. Everything is ended. Today, we are talking of Chadwick Boseman, the actor, the Black Panther. He had a short life. But he used it judiciously. He used it in a way to get something done. Because our life is very, very short. So if you use the short life they gave you and start fighting tribe, racism, religion, you get messed up. Because these things are lies. You've been duped. We find it easier to be fooled than to, it's easier to believe stupid things than to be told, look, what you're doing is not, than to be corrected. People will take on board stupid things and be fooled rather than when you are telling them, look, you are being duped. So the problem is we have to think. We have to question our things. We have to question the foundations. We have to question the status quo. We have to question things, otherwise we cannot grow because we've been attached with a load of race. The race is like a gravity. It's too heavy. Religion is like a gravity. It's too heavy. Tribe is like a gravity. It's too heavy, weighing us down, suppressing us, making us not to see the impact of the Holy Spirit around us. And therefore, we don't grow. We don't get civilized. There's no freedom. There is no peace of mind. Because we are burdened with stupid things. We don't have sense of priority. We don't prioritize. What should come first is your gift, not religion, not race, not tribe. But the reverse is the case. I wish people could think. I wish people could begin to, understand. I wish people could, look at themselves in the mirror. Because when you look at yourself in the mirror, you'll be able to see the spirit you possess. We are spiritual beings. Anything somebody is teaching you that is not spiritual, that doesn't show they are a spiritual being, don't take it on board. Because that is why we kill ourselves and think, oh, if I kill him, he dies and that's it. You've bruised your own spirit. That's why John F. Kennedy said, if you kill one man in one island, you've killed humanity. If you mess one person up, you've messed yourself up and the whole humanity. So is it a rocket science? Is it so difficult for us to know? Because we have the same spirit. There's only one spirit, that is the Spirit of God, which all of us possess. We are spirit beings. We possess the nature of God. What image of God means is we have the nature of God. We function like God. If we don't love, we don't function. We malfunction. If we don't have faith, we malfunction. Because God functions with love and faith. So that is why we are malfunctioning in the world today. Because we took on board a misconception like religion, a misconception like tribe, a misconception like race. And it has killed off the seed that needed to be germinated, that we can grow and become successful today. That is why, in the end, most people commit suicide, because they've gone to the end of the world and so find out that they made tragic error. The Western world, even the white people here, even the people here called the Western world, they have messed themselves up by believing in a race. At the end, they found out that we have the same blood. The blood of one Asian man is the same blood of African, is the same blood of one European. So why are you peddling an old and archaic misconception, belief, and you're taking it on board and you'll be teaching your children that? Of course, your children are going to be like you. Because we are a product of our thinking. As a man thinking in his heart, so you be. Whatever you are thinking in your heart, that is what you are. So, and if you don't understand this now, you are holding yourself back. You'll be thinking like a pig. You'll be, see how a pig, mess yourself up in the mud. The same way you'll be thinking. Because your thinking is what reduces you. So if you don't think yourself as a spirit being that has the image of God, you are bound to malfunction. You are bound to kill your people. You are bound to, bruise them. You are bound to oppress them. And that is why we oppress ourselves. Even if you cut it down, brother will oppress the other brother. You saw it in Cain and Abel. Because they've been sold lie. They've been duped to believe that they are not the same. They've been believed that they are not interconnected. They've been believed that they don't come from the same blood. They've been duped that they don't have the same spirit. They have the same spirit. When Judas sold Christ, Judas went and committed suicide because Judas now realized that he possessed Jesus Christ's spirit. He has bruised his own spirit by selling Christ. So how long are we going to say this? God is asking us, you can only worship me in truth and spirit, not the physical, not going to the church, not doing the religious ceremony. I prayed the Hail Mary 100 times. I went to church 100 times. I received Holy Communion 200 times. These things are religion. These are traditions that are man-made. These are human institutions. We are not supposed to be afraid of human institutions. We are not supposed to take them on board. These things are supposed to be left in the trash bin of history, so that is where they belong. They belong to the history. Dump them there. Don't come to this modern time to come and telling us about race, telling us about tribe, telling us about religion. These things are stupid things. Because in the end, we end up killing ourselves. Let's say now, if we kill all the whole blacks, definitely the whole whites will kill themselves at one point. So if we kill one particular tribe in Nigeria, kill all of them, at the end of the day, the whole tribe will kill themselves. It doesn't end there. So when Hitler was against the Jews, people thought it's going to end up the Jews. It started ending with the other white. They said, oh, you have to have a blue eye. You have to, from there, start killing. So the killing will keep on continuing till the day Hitler will kill himself, because it's like in a cycle of confusion. We found ourselves in a cyclical confusion, what I call in a wild goose chase, that we end up messing ourselves up because of wrong belief. Because you believe that this is from another race. It has nothing to do with you. I'm sorry, you have the same blood. You have the same spirit. Once you bruise the other one, you bruise your own spirit. Now would have been killing everybody. I'm now in England. The people are still not happy. They've been colonizing and taking over every other person. Yet they're not happy. They are not satisfied. They are killing themselves. Because the way you kill another person is the way you kill yourself. Because we are connected. We are spirit beings. Nobody teaches this because they know that is the truth. You got to discover it yourself. So begin today to understand that you are a spirit being. You have the spirit. You are a spirit. You are not ordinary person. You are unique. You are gifted. That is why God said, I have given you dominion. And I'm with you. I have written my words inside of you. So what is holding us back? What is holding us back is stupidity. Because we are so much attached to stupid things like race, religion, and tribe. And that has made us not to see the truth. Not to see the thing. That has made us to miss up to miss out on the main stuff that makes us great people. Without the spiritual aspect of you can't be a leader. That was why Jesus Christ told Nicodemus, unless you got the spirit, forget about the qualification, paper qualification you've assumed, forget about it. It is the main thing that is important, which is the spiritual aspect of you. You've laid it down. You've just, devalued it. So today we got to stop devaluing ourselves. We got to stop devaluing people. Because once you devalue one person, you've devalued humanity. You've devalued yourself. Think about it. You have a brain, a powerful mind. You are a moral being. So, to summarize, don't be attached to your tribe and religion and race, because if you're attached to them, you can never have peace. You can never be successful. You can never be happy. Because in the end of the day, you find out that you've been duped. Humankind has been duped. So this is the time we can have a rethink, and retrain ourselves and leave the misinformation. We'll be miseducated. Stop it. Stop believing in race, tribe, religion. In the end, you kill yourself. Thank you.